Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Bronder here with ACCE, and we are very excited to have everybody joining us for a Facebook training. Today's webinar is called Establish Your Online Ad Strategy with Facebook. We're right at 2 o'clock here, and we've got a little over 65 people. I'm going to talk for a few minutes as we have a few more people sort of check in and file in. So again, welcome to all of you. In my role at ACCE, I have the fun job of working with our corporate partners, and Facebook is one who has been with us and supported not only our organization, but our chamber members as well. And so this is one of 3 trainings that I've hosted in the last 2 months, and I can say they move quickly. There's a lot of great information, and I don't have any reason to believe that today won't be very much of the same. So today, again, we'll be talking about establishing your online strategy. Before I introduce our speaker, I do want to give you a little bit more information about some of the things that you might need during the session, just to make it a little bit more rewarding. If you need to dial in for any reason and change to that audio on your phone, I've included a dial-in number and access code in the chat box. And then also, we're going to be taking questions throughout the session, but we're going to ask you to go ahead and put those in the question tab, and then we will answer them as we go. And anything we don't get to, we will follow up with an email and make sure that you get the answers that you need. Also, I want you to know that this session is being recorded today, as all ACCE webinars are. So anyone who has registered today will receive the recording and a follow-up email. It will also be posted on the ACCE site under events. And then if you click down to webinars, it will say Partner Solutions Webinar. So that's where you want to go in the future, and where you can also go for some of the things that we've done in the past with not only Facebook, but some of our other partners. So let me just see where we are. We got about 90 people. I think that's a really good number. I'm going to tell you a little bit about your presenter, and I'm also going to point you to some information in our handout section. So if you like what you see today and you want more Facebook information, either for your chamber or for your members, there is a great toolkit. It's called the Resource Guide. It's from Facebook. It's in our handout section as a PDF, and it's something that not only we want to share with you, but we encourage you to share with your members. So lots of great stuff there, particularly around the holidays and small business opportunities that are coming along the way. So today we've got 2 ladies from Facebook joining us today. The first is your presenter, and that is Elizabeth Forsley, also known as Lizzie. So we're going to call her that today. She works in the Small Business Community Engagement team, and she's a coordinator out of Chicago. She's passionate about small business, and she loves the storytelling that goes along with the success stories that Facebook has been able to help small businesses with. So I think she's going to give us great insight today to all of those tools that you can use and that your members can use. She's originally from Chicago, good Midwestern girl like myself, and she graduated from Indiana University with a bachelor's degree in marketing and professional sales. So I want to welcome Lizzie, but before I turn it over to you, Lizzie, I also want to introduce one of my day-to-day partners at Facebook, a terrific woman, Gabrielle, or as I call her, Gabby Sutton. She works on the Facebook policy program team and is very much aligned with ACCE and the needs and the wants of our chamber members. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gabby, who will turn it over to Lizzie, and then we can get going. I'm going to disappear and let these ladies take it from here. There you go, Gabby.
Thanks, Beth. I'm Gabrielle, or Gabby, as Beth said, and I'm really excited to be here with you virtually for our second session. So as Beth said, so I'm on Facebook's policy programs team, and I support economic impact, which is supporting small businesses. I also manage the Boost with Facebook program, which is the programming that Lizzie is also falls under, as well as one of our amazing trainers. So a little bit about the Boost with Facebook program. It's a global program that aims to equip small businesses with the tools and resources they need to be successful on our platform, also to compete in this ever-changing environment. As Beth mentioned, there's also the small business resource guide below in the handouts that is up to date with like all of our tools and resources to help chambers better engage with their network, but also resources for your small business community. I will be answering questions, so feel free to put them in the questions. I'll be answering them. We already have like about 3 questions, so I'll get to those right now, and I'll turn it over to Lizzie. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby and Beth. Hi, everyone. My name is Lizzie, and I'm thrilled that everyone took a little time out of their day to learn more about building an effective advertising strategy. Before we dive into this training, I know Beth introduced me and Gabby as well, but again, I do work on the small business team at Facebook. I'm extremely passionate about small businesses. I come from a family of small business owners, and I've also worked with small businesses to build their advertising strategy by using Facebook and Instagram. So I'm thrilled to share with you some effective advertising strategy tips and tricks, especially understanding the amazing effects that can come from advertising on Facebook. So we'll dive into today's training. I'll be going off camera during the training, and let's dive in. So in today's session, we'll specifically be covering 3 main points. First, we'll discuss defining your business goal and your target audience. We'll then dive into creating your ad and setting objectives. And then we'll conclude with measuring for success. So through advertising on Facebook, it's really possible to reach people outside of those that have already followed you on Facebook or Instagram, or those who have already liked your page. And Facebook advertising tools offer you a way to connect to one of the largest online communities worldwide. And that's because more than 3 billion people use Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger any given month. So when we think through how we can reach those individuals where they are, we want to first start with defining your business goal. Now, of course, you have a pretty good idea of what you would like to achieve for your business, but taking the time to actually write down your goals will help you later when you start building ads for your business. And as you think about your goals, it helps to set SMART goals. And this sounds extremely obvious. Obviously you'd want to set SMART goals, but in this instance, SMART is actually an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So when your goals have all these 5 components, they really help you move forward. And we're going to take a closer look at what we mean. And so if you have any questions, again, please drop that in the questions tab, but start to think through what some of these SMART goals could look like for your business. And then we'll pull in how that relates to your advertising strategy. Now, goals will obviously vary business to business and by the stage that your business is at. And a goal is not always expressed as achieving a certain revenue number or profit. So sometimes your goals may be an intermediate step, something that you know is important for you to grow your business. And a few examples that we'll be using today are from 3 core businesses: Patty Stack, Lucky Shrub, and Mangata and Gallo. So say you're a burger restaurant like Patty Stack. One goal that you could have is to increase the number of dinner guests on weekdays to 100 per night during the month of December. So you can see how specific this is, how it's measurable. Patty Stack may be turning all of its tables multiple times on the weekends, but they might have decided that the best way for them to grow is to focus on filling their tables during the week. Or you can imagine Lucky Shrub, the garden design firm. So they're a mid-sized firm and they don't tackle hundreds of projects, but a goal to generate 20 qualified leads with email address and phone numbers for projects for a projected $50,000 planned for the coming year, again, is a great goal for them. From experience, they may know how many projects that they can handle, and they know that it takes a little bit to actually nurture a potential client. So a goal to generate leads might just be the right next step for them. Or you can take a look at Mangata & Gallo, which is an online jewelry store. So they're just starting out and they want to make sure that people get to know them and think of them when a special occasion that they want to use jewelry to commemorate comes up in their life. So in this case, the goal to maybe increase the number of website visitors to 5,000 a month by November is a good goal for them. Since they're a new business, having the opportunity to actually show people what they're all about really is crucial. So now with your business goal in mind, promoting your business on Facebook and Instagram through an ad campaign is a great way to help you reach your business goal. So let's walk through 3 steps for creating an ad, understanding that we just looked at how to form a goal. So there are 3 core steps to creating an ad, as I mentioned. First, identifying the objective of your ad campaign. Second, defining who, where, and when you want people to see your ads. And third, actually adding your media and copy or your text and image or video to your ad to bring it to life. So let's get started with step 1. Identify the objective of your ad campaign. Now, as your business grows, your campaign goals will change. So first, your campaign may focus on building awareness like Mangata & Gallo and acquiring new customers. But later, you may want to encourage people to actually make a purchase or sign up for an event at that conversion point. So think about what advertising objectives would align with your business goals. And you can really reflect on this if you're thinking about your goals. What do you want your ad to achieve? There are different objectives that you can choose from when you actually start developing your ad campaign. And your choice here will affect the options that you can choose from when building your campaign, making sure that your campaign is in line with the objective that you have in mind. So if your goal is to reach more people and get them more likely to engage with your post, so engagement could be likes, comments, or shares, then you may want to select Boost Post as an ad objective. If your goal is for people to learn more about your business, a good ad objective would be to promote your Learn More button. Or if your goal is to hit that conversion point and get more website purchases, a good objective would be get more website purchases. Now let's take a look back at our example companies and their goals that they have in mind. So for Patty Stack, our burger chain, remember that their goal is to increase the number of dinner guests on weekdays to 100 per night. A good objective that would work best for them would be to promote their business locally. Now, this would indeed be great. Dinner guests will likely be local during the weekdays, so you can use ads to let people know around you locally that you're having a weeknight special or a certain sale that'll help drive traffic into your store. So by promoting your business locally, you'll increase awareness of a local audience, and that'll prompt them to really consider your business. And for Patty Stack's instance, understand and consider their restaurant and come in and dine with them next time they're looking for a place to eat during the weekdays. Now, it's also considerable that you could use Boost to Post here to really drive engagement there as well. Now let's take a look at Lucky Shrub, which is our garden design firm. So their business goal is to generate 20 qualified leads for projects over $50,000 planned for the coming year. Now, a good objective to match their goal here would be to generate more leads. Now, this is indeed the best ad objective to use in this case because this objective was actually specifically designed for this exact goal. So in this case, it fits perfectly. And you can browse a number of objectives to really see which one aligns with your goal best. Now let's take a look at our online jewelry store, Mangata and Gallo. So their goal was to increase the number of website visitors to 5,000 a month by November. A good ad objective for them to help achieve this goal would be to get more website visitors. So this ad objective is designed to bring more visitors to a website, which is Mangata and Gallo's goal. Now, they don't expect an impulse purchase or any immediate action. So an objective like get more website purchases is not quite right for them. But get more website visitors to have their customers get familiarized with their business is indeed a really great ad objective for them specifically. Now, ad objectives and ad goals, as I mentioned, will vary depending on business and depending on the stage that your business is at. Now that we have our goal, let's move on to the next step in creating our advertising plan, which is defining who, where, and when we want people to see our ads. So within step 2, we really need to think through who our target audience is. And that really just means who is your ideal customer. Now, of course, we would all love it if everyone became our customer, but that isn't necessarily realistic. And when you plan advertising, it's best to show your ads to people that are likely to take action as a result of seeing them. So if you were to show your ads to everyone without thinking of who might take action based on your ads, your money would not be spent in the best possible way. You'll want to ask yourself, who would those people be for my business? Who are the people that have a need for my product or service, or who would want to buy or get my product or service? And this will typically be a group of users that we refer to as your target audience. The people or audience that would be most interested in what you have to offer. This audience will become the target for your advertising. So having a good understanding of your target audience is really going to help you as you create ads on Facebook. It will help you craft the right message and deliver that message to the right people across the platform. Now I'm going to pause as I just reviewed a lot with goals, objectives, and I'm just diving into the target audience. I want to remind everyone, if you have any questions at all, please drop those in the questions tab and we'll get to those. Now, to help you define your target audience, you'll ask yourself 3 questions. First, what needs does my typical customer have? Next, what are some characteristics of my typical customer? And finally, what motivates my typical customer? So take a few minutes to think about who your target audience is, and I'll refer back to our examples, Patty Stack, Lucky Shrub, and Mangata and Gallo, to really dive into their target audience in hopes that that may prompt some ideas for you reflecting on your business. So as we look at our 3 businesses, they're going to use what they know about their customers to craft their target audience. For instance, so if you're a Patty Stack and you specialize in burgers from locally farmed beef farmers and craft beers in Evanston near Chicago, you may have thought of your target audience as follows. First, they might have the need for socializing with friends over good food. Some characteristics of your target audience could be people between the age of 20 to 34 who live in Evanston, which is a college town. They may not have kids or are students or young professionals at the university, and they have roughly an income of over $50,000 a year. They're interested in good food, organic products, craft beers, and maybe they watch the Food Network. You realize that your audience has many choices, so you really want to think about what motivates them to make specific choices. Well, for Patty Stack, their audience is young and budget conscious, and they know that they're motivated by promotions to make their choices. Now let's take a look at Lucky Shrubs. So they specifically focus in garden design with a modern flair. When they think about their typical customers, the following description may apply to who Lucky Shrub is really trying to target. First, knowing their customers, they're people who have a need for garden or landscape design. Some characteristics of Lucky Shrub's existing customers are people between the age of 35 and 54 years old. They have a household income of over $100,000. They're professionals with a college education. They've recently maybe purchased a home or are interested in purchasing a home, or they're interested in modern design, native plants, garden architecture, and they watch HGTV. They live around Phoenix, Arizona, where the firm is based as well. And when thinking through what motivates Lucky Shrub's customers from hearing from current customers, well, current customers told the firm that they chose the firm for the prizes that it won in environmentally conscious garden design. So Lucky Shrub can then infer that their target audience may be environmentally conscious and want to choose a firm that also values that environmental conscious mindset. Now let's take a look at Mangata and Gallo. So as I mentioned, Mangata and Gallo focus on affordable, precious jewelry to celebrate special life occasions. A need that their target audience would have is individuals who want to commemorate an important occasion. So this could be maybe they have an engagement or the birth of a child or an anniversary, and they have the need to commemorate that in a unique way, which is driving them to buy precious jewelry. Some characteristics of the target audience for Mangata and Gallo would be women between the ages of 22 and 40 who are getting engaged, maybe having a child, with a household income of over $75,000. They're interested in fine jewelry, fashion, wedding magazines, and wedding dresses. And understanding that the customers really want to celebrate this special occasion, Mangata and Gallo understand that their customers are looking for something unique and personalized. So service is a big motivator for them to move forward with a purchase. Now, all these audience descriptions are all very specific, but when you start working on your advertising campaign, you'll find that having a very detailed understanding of your target audience is a real benefit. And it'll make it a lot easier for you to create your message, as well as selecting the audience on Facebook who you would like your ad to be shown to. So for example, Patty Stack may focus on showing their ads to the age group of 20 to 35, whereas Lucky Shrub would decide to target people in Phoenix, Arizona that have an interest in home and gardens. And Mangata and Gallo may target women between the ages of 22 to 40 with an interest in bridal magazines. Now, you can select where you want people to see your ads, which appear on Facebook and across Instagram. So really think about how your target audience will be browsing and then position your ads strategically for where they would like to see it. Now that we've wrapped up identifying our goal and objective and defining who, where, and when we want people to see your ads, let's dive into step 3 of adding your text, an image, or video to your ad. Again, if you have any questions over the topics that I just covered, please drop those in the questions and we'll get to answering those. So it's time to create that visual part of your ad by selecting an image, video, or story and adding text. And there are some suggestions that we have for selecting images for your ads. So for images, it can be helpful to present a single-minded message. Knowing that people move through content quickly, it's important to ask yourself, what is the most important message that I need to deliver in this post? So if your objective is to increase brand awareness, you need to ensure that your message delivers that clearly, quickly, and with impact. If your objective is conversion, you need to focus on your product or service that you provide. So for example here, the sesame brioche bun, which is one of the products and burgers offered at Patty Stack. When looking at selecting videos for your ad, it's important that you design for sound off. So when building out your video, we recommend that you capture attention and deliver the message within the first 5 seconds without sound. But if your customer chooses to opt into sound, then that should really add value, but not be a critical component of the ad. Sight and motion are really the foundation of the feed, so try and tell your story visually in videos. Here you can incorporate text or graphics to make your message easier to understand with a sound off environment, and in the event that people are watching your video with sound, Again, make sure that that sound file is added so you can kind of surprise them and delight them with that addition of audio. You can also provide ads through stories. And stories allow you to really experiment with framing as well. So the mobile screen gives you the opportunity to own the real estate of your customer's newsfeed and then hook them within the first few seconds. So your story doesn't need to be limited to the newsfeed frame. You can actually challenge it by using a few different formats, such as cropping the video to a square, using maybe a 3D framing effect, presenting a vertical video, which you see here, and experimenting with stacked vertical videos as well. Now, as we talked about, choosing your ad objective is a crucial step. And I mentioned that that will determine the options that you see when you create your ad on Facebook to make sure that your ad aligns with your objective to help you achieve your goal. But while the options you see will differ, the next steps that we're going to go through will be consistent regardless of the objective that you choose. So you'll first, when you create your actual ad, you'll select the audience. Sorry, I apologize. When you first create your actual ad, you'll select the audience which you would like to show your ad to. And the work that you did for your target audience will really come in handy here as you start to gear your ad towards your audience. So when creating your ad, you'll need an image or a video, and that will supplement your message here. So as you think through what image or video you want to add, you can actually add in a call to action button as well. And creating the ad itself is really simple, but think about the message that you're going to deliver with your ad. When you think about the need to for your audience member, incorporate that into your ad. So remember that Patty Stack's target audience had the need to socialize over good food. Well, they incorporated that into their ad by saying good times call for delicious food. They also took a look at what motivates their audience and reflected on the fact that their audience is budget motivated. So they targeted their audience by showing that they have a promotion going on for weekdays. So if their audience goes into Patty Stack and joins them for Burger Tuesday, they'll get one order of free fries. Now, creating ads is not hard if you've prepared it by laying out your goal and defining your target audience, their needs, and their motivations. Once you've created your ad with your audience in mind, you can then release it to the people that reflect your ideal audience. So now that you've had time to create the ad and take a few minutes to brainstorm what types of ads would work for your business, really reflect on how you'll use these 3 steps for your own business to identify your goal, set an objective, target who, where, and when you want people to see your ads, and of course, bring the ad to life through messaging and visual components. All right, now as we dive into our last section of measuring for success, please feel free to add any additional comments in that questions in the questions box. Now, you'll find that Facebook provides you a lot of data related to the performance of your ad. And these metrics that matter to you will depend on what your advertising objective really is. So if your objective was to drive more leads, then you'll evaluate the success based on how many leads that you have. Or if your objective is to boost a post, the number of post engagements that you received is a great metric to evaluate how successful your ad was. Now, post engagement for boosting a post could include likes, comments, maybe sharing, claiming an offer, viewing a photo or video, or clicking on a link. If your objective is to promote your Learn More button, a great metric to look at is the number of clicks that you got on your Learn More button. Or if your objective is to get more website purchases, again, a great metric is the number of people who made a purchase on your website after seeing the ad. Now, it's important to note that the ad creation process really is iterative. So you'll want to look at this as a process to learn from. And generally speaking, whenever you create an ad, you'll want to think of it as a test and an opportunity to grow your advertising strategy. So you'll first create the ad, and then once you've created the ad, You'll let it run and monitor it while it's running, which typically 7 days or 50 conversions is recommended to allow for the learning phase of the ad. You'll then be able to review the results of the ad and then refine and further optimize your ad based on the insights that you've gained. Now, a few best practices when looking at the ad creation process is during the learning phase, ad sets are less stable and usually have a higher CPA. So to avoid behaviors that would prevent ad sets from actually exiting the learning phase, we recommend that you wait to edit your ad set until it's out of the learning phase. So during the learning phase, performance is less stable and your results aren't always indicative of future performance. And by editing an ad set, or campaign during the learning phase, you reset that learning and delay our delivery system's ability to really optimize that ad. So we advise that you avoid unnecessary edits that cause ad sets to re-enter that learning phase. But any edits that meaningfully change how your ad set might perform in the future can really cause that ad set to re-enter the learning phase. So only edit your ads or ad sets when you have a reason to believe that doing so should improve performance of your ad. Awesome. All right. Now that we've reviewed how to create an advertising strategy on Facebook and on Instagram, let's take a look at our key takeaways. So first, be sure to define your SMART business goal. And remember that SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And also keep in mind that goals don't always need to be focused on a certain amount of profit or revenue. These can be intermediary steps within your business to help your business grow. Next, you'll want to reflect on your customers and use what you know about your customers to start targeting your target audience. You'll choose an ad objective that best matches your business goal, and then create, run, review, and refine your ads by viewing this as a learning process to always be growing in your advertising strategy. To close, I want to thank everyone for joining. If you have any questions, in addition to dropping them in the questions box, which Gabby will get to, and if we're not able to answer all the questions in the questions box, we will follow up as well. But if you have additional questions, I highly encourage that you check out the Boost with Facebook, facebook.com/blueprint. So Blueprint offers over 85 different courses over topics that I covered today, as well as additional topics. So please feel free to navigate to Facebook Blueprint to learn more about Facebook tools. I also encourage you to join the Boost with Facebook US Facebook group. Now, this is a great community of small business owners and entrepreneurs, and here you can continue your learning and get access to one-on-one chat and email support. I also highly encourage that you visit the Season of Support for free tools, training, and resources to connect with your customers this holiday season. And you can visit Season of Support by going to fb.com/seasonofsupport. And this concludes my training today, which I will pass it over to Beth for some closing remarks. But again, thank you all for joining. I'm thrilled that I got to spend some of the afternoon with you all.
Thank you, Lizzie. You covered quite a bit, as Facebook always does in these trainings. So thank you. I have a feeling we'll get some questions after the fact here. I want to thank not only Lizzie, but Gabby for being with us today, answering our questions, giving us something that not only we can think about for our own organizations, but something that we can actively share with our small business owners who right now are needing so much support in order to get back on their feet and start to address recovery. So if this is the kind of training session that you find useful to be able to pass on, please share that information with me. Facebook is a great partner to ACCE. I appreciate their support for us, but they also have such a great arsenal of information that we can share. So please accept our thanks today for being here. And I want to thank everybody for attending today, and also remind you both of the resource guide that is in our materials section, which has a lot of things that you can share with your small business members, as well as remind you that a recording of this session will be sent to you within the next day or so, so you can forward that to colleagues that may not have been able to join us today, or again, push it out to some of your members. You have our permission to do that, so there's no need to contact me about that. So I think what I'll do is just thank Gabby, thank Lizzie, thank all of you for being a part of our day. We look forward to seeing you in another training session down the road. And again, I put my email in the chat box. So if you have any feedback from me about things you'd like to see going forward from Facebook, either for your own organization or for small business, please keep us posted. Thank you all again, everybody. Please stay safe and enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you all again soon. Thank you.